What's up? Welcome back to my channel, or for the first time if you're new, I'm Sylvan, and today I'm going to be reacting to Frieren Season 2, Episode 5. We've finally made it to the Northern Plateau. Seems like we're going to be getting into maybe a new arc here. We'll see. I'm just excited to see what our trio gets into this time, so feel free to like and subscribe if you enjoyed the video. Leave a comment on your thoughts. Consider becoming a channel member if you want to support me just that little bit extra, and let's get into this. I'm very curious to see what this episode entails, because if I recall correctly from the end of last episode, it's going to have to do with something about the logistics of the Northern Plateau. Whether that is connected to just, I don't know, the settlement, like a settlement we'll go to that will have some like situation, or if it's more the greater conflict between demons and stuff, perhaps, and the human, like, I don't know, the human front of defending against that. That's sort of my guess, but who knows? We shall see. God, I say it every time, but I love that fucking part. Such a good opening, honestly. None of the Frieren openings have disappointed me. Same with the EDs, but for very different reasons. Well, different styles, rather. I wonder if we'll see any more of the characters we were interested in the Mage Exam to, though. Because we know that alongside Werble and his trio, that at least a few other people were headed this way. The Bière region, okay. We're in actually a pretty substantial place now, okay. Yeah, of course. Even if it's a more dangerous place, gonna be cities. Wow, okay. Old Man Fass? Bowshaft. Names being dropped? Oh? Yeah, okay. Ah. God. Huh, so an ancient liquor. Really? It's always... Okay. I knew it. Who's this guy? Is this Frass or something? 80 years, okay. Yes, it has. It's been 80 years. Yeah, once again, it's been 80 years. Mm. Okay, he actually found it. Yeah. Okay, so we've crossed over with someone from the past again. Of course, she wanted to leave quickly because she didn't want to get involved in this. Huh. Ah. Wow. Okay. Interesting. I like that the mine was very clearly mined for someone of dwarven size. Jesus Christ. Uh-huh. Understandable. Oh my god. Of course. The one time, the one fucking time that Himmel doesn't want to go on a side quest. Okay. Dug his way into some ancient ruins. Into a proper dungeon, I imagine now. Oh, wow. Okay. Oh. Hmm. Miliarde. Okay. Interesting. Do you know that name? Not too surprising. Okay, good to know. I guess they are a very ancient and sort of magically inclined race as far as we know. What's the final barrier, though? Hmm. Ah. Okay, makes sense. Really? And she doesn't want to waste time? Actually thinking of them. That sounds like a lot. Yeah, he's dedicated his life to this, which is insane, but he's really against this. Yeah, it's clear that it's not just for them that she doesn't want to. Yeah. I had a feeling it was a lot of money. Oh wow, okay. Oh my god. The rare time where the shorter lived mortals are the ones who say, nah, it's not no time at all. I'm surprised Frieren is so against it. I wonder if there's something more to it. Because normally I feel like she'd be totally interested in doing magic stuff. Okay, we've already jumped the 3 months. Hmm. Okay. Yeah. And yet she smiles. She's had it before and she thinks it's not worth it? Okay. Uh-huh. Do we actually get a glimpse of her time before the elves were, like, wiped out? Or at least the elves of her village? Huh. Miliarde, okay. I had a feeling she would recognize that name. Hmm. Oh. Damn. Uh-huh. Okay, it's awful cheap liquor, huh? Oh, God. She was just trolling. This man spent 200 years trying to get this and only thought it was amazing because of just some fucking bullshit that an elf wrote. That is insane. Anyways, I love how they did that. That was visually very interesting. That's a lot of bottles. I love this little guy. What will he think of it, though? Will it be terrible to him? I have a feeling it's gonna not be terrible to him. Hmm. This idea of the things you journey for and strive for not being worth it. Huh. Okay. The liquor isn't what's important, it's the people you drink it with. The years probably haven't done anything good for it either. He goes for another swig, though. Huh. But he's not upset. Cool. Interesting. Interesting. Being able to take, like, huh. Being able to take disappointment with a smile and turn it into good times because you all can suffer together. Huh. Interesting. Okay. There's some stuff there. There's some stuff there. Okay. 30 years. Norm company territory. We've stepped forward to the next year. Hmm. That is a fucking brick. Yeah, that's some straight up ration food. God. Oh, that's painful. Uh-huh. Damn. Oh, that's painful. I could not manage. Okay, so they're really reliant on towns now. God, the travel scenes are always so fucking beautiful. And we've been getting a lot of them lately. Okay, another proper settlement. Norm Company, okay. Hmm. All right. An armed trading company. I suppose that is what you would need for the Northern Plateau based on what we've learned. Makes sense. You control the flow of goods, you control everything. Apply that to most of the series. Okay, they're in decline. Fair. Gil Fern being the person in charge right now. Makes sense given that she's the first class mage. Oh, do they recognize her? What's with that look? Oh boy. Oh, no, what? Is she a criminal here for some reason? Oh, no! No, their 40 coins they just got are going away. That implies eventually. Oh boy. A true merchant. Oh, they're all their money. Wow. Don't they need some of that money? Oh no. Is interest a bitch? What? What? 300 years. She's been sent to the fucking mines. How much do you owe? Oh my god. Uh, this is goofy as hell. Well, I guess the journey's over. Jesus Christ, can we at least know how much he owes? $500. Probably not. Yeah. Interest is a fucking bitch. You know, she'd probably be able to do a lot more with some magic. Yeah. These fucking guys. Oh? Do they actually respect her? Or something like that? Okay, they let her keep her staff. Let's see what she can do. Frieren the Miner. Jesus Christ. Don't take the mine down on top of us, please. God, they're popping off for fucking digging a hole. This is hype as hell. Yo, that's fucking beautiful. What? The hype is unreal. Uh-huh. All of that for her just to be having a little beam of light. I imagine it's like directing towards valuable minerals or something. That's my guess. Honing in on something. Actually visited the mine. Okay. All right. Truly a lifting up his bootstraps type character. Wow. Hence the debt. Just a few coins turns into 300. I imagine. Ah. Damn. I imagine he's trying to recruit her for something here, then? Hmm. Wow. Yeah, okay. Hmm. Yep. Hmm. Okay. Is that supposed to be a representation of the goddess? Huh. Oh. Okay. A businessman who uses morality to try to get their way. I see, I see. There it is. That's the important part. Hmm. Find a vein of silver ore and you are free to go. Hmm. Cool. Okay. How long is this going to take, though? It's already happened. Just a wall of silver. And just like that, she's back. Damn, okay. I mean, they can't wait 300 years. Cool. Cool. Set up the issue, solve it. Interesting, okay. Alright. So we're still continuing on with the sort of episode by episode storyline, okay. I am curious when we're going to get into a more robust of an arc, but I am happy with things so far still. Okay. Yeah, this is an interesting episode, I feel. Because this second half is fitting the name of the episode, much more a game of logistics than anything. Just establishing, once again, the difficulty of the Northern Plateau, the way things change over time and struggles continue to, like, rear their ugly head. Interesting to get a look at a trading company, though. But for the more sort of thematic side of things, that really is in the first half. And in an interesting way. It's not like a message or theme that is as like visceral or strong as some other ones we've had. But there is something to the idea that there's something to what they're getting at there. I'm struggling to put exactly what the exact thing they're trying to tell us is in words, but I get the feeling of it. Ooh. Okay, seems like we're getting some interesting stuff next episode. Some kind of official request to fight a demon? Interesting. But to focus on this episode, like I was saying, the second half really is a lot of logistics. It pushes things forward, gives us a realistic statement of how difficult it is traveling and relying on just rations and stuff, and explaining why that is, and then sort of solving that issue in part so that things aren't as bad off as they may have been, or at least have the chance to improve. While the first half of the episode actually gives us our thematic content, as I was saying. To dedicate your life to something, and it turn out to be disappointing, to be worthless, to be all for naught. That is something that can potentially be crippling. But we're shown here that that isn't the only perspective you can have. You can effectively waste your life seeking a goal that is not worth the investment, realize it is worthless, not be deluded into thinking it is better than it is, and still come out laughing and having a good time. It's an interesting perspective and idea. As I sort of was mentioning, it's not as viscerally, like, universal of a thing, of an idea, as some of the things that this show has tackled, but it is very much an interesting thing to touch on. It's interesting that both Hyder and Frass come to a similar conclusion about this, being that you can just sort of laugh it off. And I think the real thing they're trying to say here comes down to this idea not of it being okay to waste your life, not it being a good thing that what you strived for was worthless. We see sort of the more unfortunate side of that with the one elf that I'm already forgetting the name of from the one flashback who wrote the message that this is the best liquor in the world, because she does not necessarily seem happy with the conclusion of things. She even says that she's a bit of a cautionary tale to other elves. But then we have this dwarven man who similarly wasted his life, quote unquote, but then he's able to laugh it away. And I think it comes down to, as I've been meandering around, this idea that, at least in the case of alcohol, it is something to be enjoyed with others. The quality of the alcohol is not what matters. It is the people you enjoy, or in this case, notably don't enjoy it with. The shared experience is what matters. And that's where I think we can pull it to be a bit more universal and potentially tie it back to some of the more general themes of this series. This show is about the journey. We have a final conclusion we're going to, but the conclusion isn't what is important here. We started after the real big important conclusion end of journey thing was, hence the name of the show. And here, though the thing we are trying to reach is what is driving us forward, really it is the journey that matters, the experiences we have along the way, and in many ways, most importantly, the people we experience it with. Several points in the series, we've had, of course, all of these callbacks to the importance of that 10-year journey that Frieren went on. And in contrast, we've had characters like Kraft who exist, who still wander the world, but no one is there to share in their memory. For all the Genshin fans out there, who I know there's plenty of you on this channel, it very much is that Zhongli vibe of the wine can taste the same, but where are those to share the memories? So we've been already playing with this idea of memory and experience, and the experience itself being what is important, and the sharing in that experience is being what's important. Jumping back to even one of the earliest episodes in the series, the part where Frieren and Fern are cleaning off a beach of wreckage so that they can see the sunrise. And Frieren was not at all interested, and even when she sees it, she's not all that interested, but then she is there experiencing it with Fern. And that is what she finds enjoyment in. So this is an idea we've been toying with for a long time, and is very integral to the show. And though we've skirted around this idea that the conclusion isn't so much what matters, we rather fittingly have been more focused on the journey. So here, to very explicitly call out, if you went on a grand journey, dedicating your life to this journey, and the result at the end was a disappointment, was not the outcome you wanted, would you still be happy? And the answer given to us by Hyder and Frass is yes, because there were people to experience it with me, to be disappointed with me, to laugh off this waste of time together, and thus make it not a waste of time. We have this line from Frass near the end of his part, where he mentions that there's plenty of the alcohol to go around, so let's bring the entire city in on this terrible experience. This collective experience is the focus. And though I don't know if it's intending this, as I speak to this idea, it leads me to the thought, the question, when we finally get to Oriola Heaven, will we get what we seek? Will we get that proper conclusion with Himmel in the way we want it? Or will it be twisted in some way? Will it not be satisfactory? But at the same time, just as this episode sets up that possibility, it also sets up the idea that that might be okay. Because outside of some horrible outcome, Frieren will face that disappointment, face that lack of catharsis with Fern and Stark. It's a bit of a strange thing in my mind. It's bouncing around in ways that I'm struggling to properly grasp. Not in the sense that I don't understand it, I've literally was just explaining my thoughts on it. But if the way I've been talking about it is the intended thing, the intended message, it's going about it in a way that I don't quite expect from that message, if that makes any sense. I feel like there are other ways that they could have done it, but at the same time, I don't think the way they did it is bad. I don't know, I'm sitting in this weird spot that I can't quite grapple with. Because it's not bad. I enjoy it greatly. It's not even mediocre. It's up to par with a lot of the show. It's just something about it is rattling in my head in a way I'm struggling with. But I think the idea I was talking about there of collective experience being the important part of the journey and of the conclusion, more so than the conclusion itself or the quality of the reward at the end. I think that's what it's trying to get at. I don't know. I'm not fully satisfied by that way of describing it. And that might just be me. I might be getting everything from it and having dug the hole, found the reward, and being confused and wanting to keep digging, thinking there's something else. But I don't know. I'm curious to see what your guys' thoughts on it are. If you have a different interpretation than me, if you have a further extension of my thoughts, or just any of your thoughts on this, honestly. But yeah, I think that's really all I have to say about it, though, because there's a lot of good humor in here. There's a lot of fun moments in this episode. That one sequence near the end of Frieren casting her spell, they went super crazy for, and I loved that visually. It was insane. But from a more narrative thematic level, it really is that one piece that I struggle to get the full view of. But yeah, at this point, I'm just sort of going in circles, so I'm gonna leave it here, I think. Feel free to like and subscribe if you enjoyed the video, leave a comment in your thoughts, and very special thanks to all of my channel members, including Amorphosilica Desaize, Pokelove 101, and Unusual Echo at the normal tier, and Kono Nano at the cool person tier. Really appreciate your support, as always, and I hope you all have a great day. Bye-bye!